The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Hi there, my name is Ron Junkett. Welcome to the program for this 27th day of September 2023. This will be the last playoff game of the week. With the death of Brooks Robinson yesterday, we did a tribute game to him last night, and it would have been the Game 3 slot for Seattle and Oakland, as you can hear the lawnmower behind me, because, hey, it's a Wednesday, and why not? So we'll start with Game 4, the Game 4s on Sunday, and Friday will be my off day. You get football tomorrow. But to get back to the series, this one has been more of WrestleMania than baseball so far. In the first two games up in Seattle, these two teams split and had 7 hit-by-pitch batters hit by pitch, including a bench-clearing brawl in Game 2. Everyone's been warned. Everyone has kind of said things off the record to their respective papers. This has not been a pretty series. It's also one game apiece. We're going to play all 3 games here in Oakland. You just don't know what's going to happen. Are people going to be hit today? I don't know, and neither do you. It's Freddie Garcia and Tim Hudson next, as Retro Sports Network presents the 2001 American League Championship Series. Today, Game 3 from Network's Associate Coliseum in Oakland, California, between the Oakland Athletics and the Seattle Mariners. And, of course, that's the only time in the last 20 years they've done maintenance to the Coliseum, of course, as while we're on the air. Today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Good morning. How you doing, Mike from the truck? And yep, let's go lawnmowers. There you go. Tim Hudson is on the hill for Oakland. He pitched twice in the LDS against Chicago and won both of the games. He's 25 years old, fastball at 91. And is a ground ball plus pitcher. He pitched on the 15th, which I'm assuming is game number 5. So he pitched games 2 and games 5, and will get the call in game 3 and 7 if need be. In that game 5 win in Chicago, 6 1/3, 112 pitches, and that 5-2 win, 9 hits, and earned run. He walked 2 and struck out 6. So overall, in these playoffs, 12 innings, 13 hits, 5 runs all earned. The home run came in that Game 2 pounding of the White Sox. 4 walks and 9 strikeouts. And it smells like gasoline in here now, too. Here's a lineup for Seattle. Ichiro leads off in right field. Mike Cameron in center will bat second. Edgar Martinez at first will hit third. John Olerud cleans up as the DH. I messed that up. I completely messed that up. And I don't think I can change that now. So Edgar gets in the field. That's a good one, Ron. Good job. Good effort. Brett Boone is at second. He'll bat fifth. David Bell at third will go sixth. Carlos Guillen at short batting seventh. Dan Wilson gets the call behind the eighth, batting eighth. And Mark McLemore in left will bat ninth. I don't think I can change that. Let's see what I can do here. Can I do it? No, I can't. Oopsie. Olerud's got a hammy. Yeah, Olerud's tired. He wanted a DH. And Edgar Martinez, not a bad first baseman, just not a good one. Defensively for Oakland, Terrence Long, a 3 and a 3 in left. Johnny Damon, a 5 and a 3 in center. Jermaine Dye, an 8 and a 9 in right. Eric Chavez a 10 at third. Miguel Tejada a 6 at short. That's true. Edgar's not in center field. Frank Menachino and his Dancing Cherries a 7 at second. Jason Giambi a 5 at first. Ramon Hernandez a 6 and a 3 behind the plate. And Hudson is an 8 with a .928 fielding percentage on the mound. Ichiro is 9 for 28 in these playoffs and 2 for 7 against Oakland. How you doing, Tribe fans? So, beautiful night here in Oakland, 66 degrees. You can hear the lawnmowers in the background. We're just going to play around them. And Ichiro slaps this one into right center field, and that's how this one starts. So, a base hit for Seattle, and that'll bring up Mike Cameron, 4 for 27 in these playoffs, hitting 148, 2 homers, and 5 RBI. The Tribe fan is having a bad day. He's gone through HE double hockey sticks and fire and brimstone for 2 meetings, which probably could have been taken care of on an email. If you're looking for the Brooks Robinson tribute game before 8:30 tonight, it'll be on Twitch, because that's where we did it. And then on YouTube, by the time that this makes YouTube, that will have been up on YouTube. Throw to first, and Ichiro is back. No, these meetings were not ones that could be done via email. Oh, I'm so sorry. And if you know my tribute games, you know who won. Pitch to Cameron. Struck him out. Hudson got him on an 0-2 changeup looking. Right down Broadway, 1 out. It doesn't matter, Bernie. That was just my mistake, setting these up so quick. Edgar Martinez's natural position is first base. And he's hitting .423 in these playoffs with 2 homers and 5 RBI. Someone mad they didn't get a tribute game? I don't think so. I've made mistakes before, and you know what? After 5 years, I'll continue to make mistakes. Pitch to Edgar. He draws the walk. So first and second with 1 out for Olerud, who needed kind of... Apparently, John had a couple special drinks on the flight down from Seattle. Olerud, 7 for 23 in the postseason, a home run and 10 RBI. This series, by the way, is tied at a game apiece. Ichiro on second, Martinez on first. Pitch to Olerud. John slaps that one up the middle. Menachino to Tejada for 1. Miguel throws to Giambi. And that is a 4-6-3 double play. Mariners get a hit and leave on a runner. Half an inning in the books, no score. Freddie Garcia is starting to pitch like John Tudor did in the playoffs last year. He's 24. Fastball pitcher at 89. And a standard pitcher. In his 2 starts against the Yankees, he pitched oh so well. Did not get the win in Game 5. He went 6 2/3, 113 pitches in that win. 9 hits, 2 unearned runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Remember, in Game 1, he held the Yankees to 2 hits. So overall, 15 2/3, 11 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 10. The lineup he will face: Johnny Damon is in center field. He'll lead off. Jeremy Giambi, the DH, will bat second. Jason at first will bat third. Eric Chavez at third will clean up. Miguel Tejada at short will bat fifth. Jermaine Dye in right will bat sixth. Terrence Long in left batting seventh. Frank Menachino at second will go eighth, and Ramon Hernandez behind the plate will bat last. Tim Hudson threw 12 pitches in his half of the first. He should go about 110. Defensively, Mark McLemore, 6 3 in left. Cameron a 10 5 in center. Ichiro a 10 8 in right. David Bell is 6 at third. Carlos Guillen a 3 at short. Brett Boone a 6 at second. Edgar Martinez at first. He's a 1. That's not a strat one, but the fielding percentage is 1,000. Dan Wilson, as close as has a Bob Barker fielding percentage of 999. That's as close as you can get to a dollar without going over. He is a 7 and a 2 behind the plate, and Freddie Garcia is an 8 on the mound with a 986 fielding percentage. Damon 6 for 30 on the playoffs, a home run and 2 RBI. Swings and draws the walk. He didn't swing, Ron. Full count fastball inside. He checked his swing and drew the walk. So here's Jeremy Giambi. Him and Almeida Signs are splitting the DH role. He is 7 for 15. That's 467. A home run and 5 RBI. Garcia throws to first, and Damon is back, and now will not steal. Pitch to Jeremy. There's a base hit past Boone. That's into center field. Cameron will pick it up, and Damon will hold. So first and second, nobody out for Jason Giambi. 9 for 29 in these playoffs, a home run and 5 RBI. In this series, he is 2 for 8 and has driven in 3. So first and second, nobody out. How you doing, Steeler fan? There's a base hit into right field. Ichiro will grab it. Damon with speed to burn rounds third, and he will score. Giambi goes into third. So Jason drives home the run. Brother Jeremy on third, and the A's lead game 3, 1-0. Football tomorrow, if he's still here. Vikings and Bears at noon Eastern, or 11:45 Eastern, to close out my week. Eric Chavez is 9 for 30, 2 home runs and 9 RBI. And then don't forget Saturday night, episode 200 of Digital Dice with Carrie Batts and hopefully Mike from the truck. And then Sunday at noon, we will play Game 4 of Houston and Chicago. Hopefully get these all in there this week and get the World Series scheduled. So runners on the corners, nobody out. Freddie Garcia has finally given up an earned run. Pitch to Chavez. Struck him out. He got him to chase an 0-2 fastball. That'll bring him to Tejada. Good thing that John's getting this on the road again in ticker tape. Da-da-da-da-da. Everybody sing. Just can't wait to get on the road again. No video or no audio, but it's hard to read while I drive. Don't do that. Tejada, 8 for 26 in the playoffs. A home run and 8 RBI. First and third, Tejada hits a ground ball to Boone. And Jeremy's going to score. They throw home, and did they get him? No. Yes, they do. I think. Oh, he's safe. He is safe. The run scores, and it's 2-0. Forgot the computer's doing that. They turned down what should have been a double play to get the runner at home, and they didn't get anybody. So it's 2-0 Oakland here in the first, and Freddie is steaming at Boone. You get the chance for 2. So the speedy Tejada is on first for Jermaine Dye. 5 for 28 in his playoffs, a home run and 2 RBI. Freddie deals. Dye up the middle. This should be 2. Guillen to Boone for 1. And over to Edgar for 2. That run should never have scored. And Garcia is giving Boone a piece of his mind as they go back to the dugout. 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors for Oakland. After 1, it's 2-0. So Brett Boone, whose ears are still ringing after being chewed out by Freddie Garcia, is 8 for 25 in these playoffs, a home run and 3 RBI. That's one of those ones you put down in the book to see if it matters in the end. Hudson starts the second. Boone a ground ball to third. Chavez over to Giambi for the out. And now Boone's going to hear more of it when he gets in the dugout. Here's David Bell. 7 for 26. 4 home runs, including the walk-off to win the series, an 8 RBI. That walk-off against the Yankees. Struck him out. Hudson got him on a 1-2 curve. Checked the swing for strike 3. 2 out for Guillen. And finally, the lawnmowers are now off the field. Here's Carlos Guillen, 4 for 26. Not good, 154 with 8 strikeouts, but he is a good defensive shortstop. There's a fly ball, left center field. Damon will go back and make the catch, and that will retire the side. Seattle, no runs, no hits, no errors. After an inning and a half here in Game 3, it's Oakland 2, Seattle nothing. So Long, Menachino, and Hernandez, and Freddie Garcia still on a slow boil out to pitch the second. Terrence, 5 for 26, a triple and an RBI in this series, or in the playoffs. That's a 192 average. A long foul ball, left side, but it's big ballpark here. Bell into territory. Makes the catch, 1 out. This game is being presented to you in 4K on Retro Sports Network. 2-0 Oakland. Should be 1-0, but the Mariners' computer went for a play at the plate instead of the 70% chance to get 2. Here's Menachino. Frank, 5 for 22. 227. He's walked 4 times and struck out 3. Freddie's pitch. Ground ball to third. Bell, long throw to Edgar. And Menachino is retired. I did not see this, by the way. I wish I'd known this during the Brooks Robinson tribute game last night. He is the all-time Oriole leader in driving home the only run in 1-0 games. He did it 10 times in his career. Hernandez, 8 for 24, hitting .333 with 4 RBI in the postseason. Last night, in the first game since Robinson's death, the Orioles beat the Nationals by the score of 1-0. One of those creepy coincidences. Pitch to Hernandez. Ramon hits one to the left. McLemore coming in makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to third here in Game 3. It's 2-0 Oakland. So Wilson, McLemore, and Ichiro to face Hudson. Wilson, 5 for 24 in the playoffs. He's caught every game. No homers and 2 RBI. Pitch to Wilson. Hit him. And so for the 8th time in this series, somebody's been plunked. And the fingers are already pointing. Warnings to both the benches. Oakland, because of that bench-clearing brawl and an injury in the first 2 games, hasn't had a starter make it out of the 4th yet. They cannot use Bradford. They cannot use Machir. They probably could go with Mulder tomorrow. Zito won't be able to go, but in this series, Mulder, the Game 1 starter, threw all of 38 pitches, and Zito in Game 2 threw 52 pitches. So again, no Bradford, no Machir. In Game 3, after the A's have just gone bullpen-a-palooza. The good news is they probably could use Isringhausen for 5 outs. McLemore, 8 for 25 in the playoffs, a double, triple, and 2 RBI. Runner on first is Wilson. McLemore hits a slow ground ball to Giambi. Jason just kind of gives him a little more than just a gentle touch for the out, and McLemore just kind of flashes him one of those looks. Again, these 2 teams don't like each other. Ichiro single to start the ball game. Opening 9 for Hudson. 2 in the third, 32 pitches. A hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Hudson winds and deals. There's a ground ball to Menachino at second. He throws to first. Ichiro retired. Wilson moves to third. For Cameron, who struck out his first time up. So Hudson pitching pretty well. delivers, and Cameron swings. That's into left center field. Damon will track this one down, and that will be the inning. The Mariners leave on a runner. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the third here in Game 3. It's the A's 2, the Mariners nothing. And so Garcia's opening 9, 2 innings, 35 pitches, 2 hits, a walk and a strikeout. That walk being Johnny Damon to start the ball game, and he would score in the inning. This time around, ground ball to Bell at third, almost on the cut of the grass. Over to Edgar for the out. If you're wondering how many times Edgar Martinez played first base, the answer is, that's only for the real. Once. He played 5 innings at first base all year. And he's pulling the David Ortiz and playing a full postseason game because Uncle Ron had a fat lip. Here's Jeremy Giambi. He singled in the first. 1 out. Garcia's pitch. Base hit, right center field. Cameron picks it up, throws it in. So here's Jason Giambi. Jason singled, drove home his 6th run of the playoffs. He's now 10 for 30 in the postseason. Garcia deals. Giambi into left field, goes the opposite way. McLemore is there, and that's an out. Jeremy goes back to the bag at first. Brings up Eric Chavez, who struck out his first time up. Jeremy not a threat to steal. And Chavez strikes out. Garcia got him, and that will retire the side. Fastball inside on the black. No runs, a hit, no errors, and the A's have now left on 2. After 3, it's Oakland 2, Seattle nothing. So it'll be Edgar Martinez, John Olerud, and Brett Boone. Edgar walked his first time up. And if Hudson can make it through the 4th, that will be the longest that an Oakland starter has gone in this series. Chopper up the middle. Menachino by the bag at second. Over to Giambi. 1 out. For John Olerud is 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play. Pitch to John. Struck him out. Hudson got him on a 1-2 fastball. Ugh. Trying to grab a drink of water before it gets switched for the soda and the wife has to go. The good news is we drink all of our bottled water from the grocery store. It's good stuff. The bad news is that the bottles are so poorly made, they're so thin and flimsy, that it's just hard to get in a position for me to drink it. Brett Boone's 0 for 1. He hits this one up the middle. Tejada on the grass in front of the bag. How about that? Hard throw to Giambi, and Boone beat it out. And Tejada, is it Tejada? No, Hudson's hurt. Remember, in 2001, they are sharing this place with the Raiders. And I think there was a little hole in the mound because Hudson winced on that last pitch. And so Hudson says, I'm staying in the game. I know you can't have anyone else go down. Here's David Bell. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. But the demons of Networks Associated Coliseum striking again. Hudson, yep, you can see it from the replay right there. He winced as he put his plant foot down before he delivered the ball. And they come out with a bunch of dirt as Hudson stays loose. He's allowed to throw a couple tosses to Hernandez. He's ready, and he says he won't hit David Bell. And that's a balk. Oh, no, that's not a balk. Boone tried to run, and it's strike one. So Hudson again, as he planted that front foot, you could see him wince as he threw strike one. He comes set and delivers. There goes Boone. The throw down to Menachino goes into center field. Damon will throw it to third, and Boone is in there. So a two-strike error with 2 outs here in the fourth. First error of the ball game. Damon's arm a little bit better than it will be later in his career, but Boone is into third as Hernandez commits the second error of the series. So an 0-2 count to Bell. Hudson comes set. Ground ball to second. Menachino is there. Over to Giambi, and that will retire the side. No runs. A hit in the air somehow does not hurt. And through all that, this is the first time that an Oakland pitcher has pitched 4 innings in this series. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 2-0 A's. And so here's how this series has gone. Game 1, 3-2, Seattle. Mark McLemore with 3 hits. Game 2 was the brawl game. A bases-clearing brawl. Oakland beat Seattle 7-1, and Jeremy Giambi had 3 hits. Houston, by the way, leads the Cubs 2-1. That series resumes Sunday at noon Eastern. They beat the Cubs 8-5 on Monday. Tejada hit into a fielder's choice in the first. Has an RBI. Laces this one to left center. Cameron will make the catch. 1 out. Jermaine Dye grounded into a double play his first time up. Garcia winds and deals. That's popped up in the left center. Cameron coming in will make the catch. Garcia stood there all through the break as they continued to fill in that hole where you would plant your foot coming off the rubber on the pitch, so your forward foot. And so that was packed down, and they had a few extra seconds so Freddie could get his 7 warm-up tosses in. They are taping, as we speak, Tim Hudson's ankle. Here's Long. He's 0 for 1. That's a ground ball to Guillen. Carlos throws it over to Martinez for the out. And that's the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 5th here in Game 3. It's Oakland 2, Seattle nothing. And so I'm being switched, so the wifey's going to work. Thank you, dear. The wifey gives me, I love my work look. It's kind of the look that Tribe fan has on his face right now. Carlos Guillen is 0 for 1 as we start the 5th. Hudson feels better. They have taped the ankle thoroughly. Guillen is 0 for 1. Yeah. I'm telling you, she did jumping jacks there, Tim. Pitch to Guillen is a ground ball left side base hit. So that's only the 2nd hit for Seattle. Oh, Guillen's going for 2. As Long misplayed it? He did. He bobbled it, and Guillen was smart and took the extra base. So the 2nd error for Oakland. And here's Dan Wilson, who walked his first time up. But was hit by a pitch. Tim says, nothing that an alcoholic beverage after work can't fix. And for those of you thinking I'm still biased for the Astros, I'm about to enjoy a nice ice-cold Dr. Pepper Zero. And as one of you Weisenheimers told me, yeah, you're welcome. One of those Weisenheimers told me the difference between a diet Dr. Pepper and a Dr. Pepper Zero is that the Diet Dr. Pepper has diet sugar in it, while the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar has zero sugar in it. Pitch to Wilson. Dan swings. Ground ball. Hudson comes off the mound, throws to first. And Guillen goes to third. So 1 out, runner on third for McLemore, who had a sac bunt in the first. Both teams have 3 hits. It's 2-0 Oakland here in the top of the 5th. McLemore rips this one into right. Dye won't be able to get there. Guillen's going to score, and the Mariners have cut the lead to 2-1. And so what is the alcoholic beverage of choice after work? Here's Ichiro, 1 for 2. Hudson, 18 batters, 4 1/3, 61 pitches, 4 hits. That run is earned. A walk and 3 strikeouts. They're now weed whacking behind me. The cat is now looking out the window wondering what the heck that noise is. Pitch to Ichiro, runner goes. That's a hit and run, and that's going to get over Tejada's glove. And a single for Seattle. McLemore will go to third. Long with the late throw. So first and third, 1 out for Mike Cameron, who was 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Timmy says probably just a beer. You'll see if the one in the fridge is still good. If not, isn't it your trivia night? But I see a 2-door gold in your future. The beer of Danish kings. Remember that as the person that's taking the Easy Pass information is drinking it. Cameron, as we said, is struck out. He's 0 for 2. Runners on first and third. Hudson pitches, and Ichiro is going to try for the steal. The throw down to Menachino is not in time, and that's the 4th for Ichiro in the playoffs. So they'll walk Cameron. They'll pitch to Edgar despite the 407, because with 1 out, the double play is set up. He's walked and is 0 for 1. Tuesday and Thursday for trivia. There we go. Let me know when you go on the chase, okay? So bases loaded, 1 out here in the 5th. Seattle has already got 1 in. It's 2-1. Martinez pops this one into shallow left center. Damon coming on, rides a Schwinn. McLemore with good speed. Damon with a bad arm. He makes the catch. McLemore scores without a throw, and this game is tied. So Seattle got both the runs they needed right here in the 5th. For John Olerud, who was 0 for 2, he has struck out and grounded into a double play. That will be half past never. Oh, no more Sports Jeopardy? Pitch to Olerud. There they go, and that's in their left center field. Damon will not get that one at all. Olerud, a 3-run homer into left center field, and the Mariners go up 5-2. That's his 2nd home run of the playoffs. He hit a grand slam in Game 1 of the Yankee series. And now hit one of those line drive home runs to give the Mariners a 5-2 lead. Yeah, I don't think Crackle still exists anymore. Canceled a few years ago and was one of those streaming services. There's only been 18,000 of them. Here's Brett Boone. So what happens to Tim Hudson for his reward to be the first Oakland pitcher to pitch in the 5th? He's given up a 5 spot. What a big home run for John Olerud. Brett Boone is 1 for 2. He has singled and stolen a base. And you're going to get the replay because I forgot to move the mouse. There we go. That's right into where they put the goats, by the way. And there's a stunned silence here. Crackle is still around. How you doing, Clyde, man? Boone will give you his numbers. Base is empty. Brett swings. That's in the left center. Damon going back. That was a high, hard shot. But Johnny makes the catch, and you guys get the commercial. Hopefully they're done with the lawn maintenance on this 59-degree day. Halfway home in Game 3, it's the Mariners 5, the A's 2. Well, for those of you hoping for another night of WrestleMania after Game 2, it hasn't been that way at all. If you joined us late, the A's got 2 in the first. A Jason Giambi single to score Johnny Damon. Then Miguel Tejada with a fielder's choice to make it 2-0 Oakland. Then just a moment ago, the Mariners put a 5 spot on the board. Mark McLemore singled home Carlos Guillen to make it 2-1. Edgar Martinez mistakenly put in the lineup as a first baseman, a sac fly to make it 2-2. And then John Olerud, who is the DH today, a 3-run homer, his second of the playoffs, to make it 5-2. So Freddie Garcia, 3-hitter through 4, has given up a couple of runs, walked 1 and struck out 2. Tim Hudson, 6 hits through 5, 5 earned runs, all those a moment ago. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. Menachino is 0 for 1. Hudson, by the way, 83 pitches. Garcia, 68 through 4. Menachino in the left field. McLemore runs over, 1 out. So Ramon Hernandez is 0 for 1. Does Crackle still produce stuff, or are they just, running stuff that they already did? Ball 4, Hernandez draws the 1-out walk. Full count curveball missed upstairs, and that'll bring up Damon. So Garcia opening 18, 79 pitches, 4 1/3, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Damon walked and scored. He's 0 for 1. Wilson and Garcia changed the signs. Always good to do in the catcher on first base. Damon swings. This should be 2. Boone goes to Guillen for 1. Carlos has to hurry. He throws to Edgar, and that is a 4-6-3 double play. And so after 5, no runs, no hits, no errors, it's the Mariners 5, Oakland 2. So if Seattle wins this game, the road teams, as we head into the weekend break, it's Wednesday, I know, but we got football for you tomorrow, we'll be up 2-1. David Bell is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Hudson starting the 6th. Tim Deals, ground ball, a slow bounder over the mound. Tejada rushes in over to Giambi, and Jason stays on the bag, 1 out. For Carlos Guillen, who's 1 for 2, he has singled and scored. That came in the 5th. To Tejada, deep in the hole. A trebuchet throw to first. Giambi makes the catch, and there's 2 out. For Dan Wilson, who hasn't had that bat in this game. He got hit by a pitch and then a sacrifice bunt. This time around, ground ball past Menachino in for a base hit. Dye will corral it. And Wilson's on for McLemore, who was singled, 1 for 1, scored, and drove home a run. Wilson goes to throw it down to Tejada. Goes into center field, and Hernandez, with the second throwing error of the ball game, puts Wilson on third. The Mariners have very good speed. They are very deep. They remind me actually of like a North Carolina basketball team in the 80s. They can score at will. I'm not sure if they can stop anybody outside of Freddie Garcia, but you cannot be giving them outs. And Ramon Hernandez has given them, wow, in the playoffs, he's given them 4 errors, including 2 today. So Wilson on third, 2 out for McLemore. Hudson just kind of beside himself. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. So runners on the corners for Ichiro. Hudson slams the ball back in his glove. Ichiro 2 for 3. He has singled twice, stolen a base, and scored. Hudson, 27 batters, 5 2/3, 94 pitches, 7 hits, a home run. He's walked 3 and struck out 3. So big moment in the series right now. Hudson really can't afford to give up anything else. He deals, and Ichiro hits a slow ground ball by the mound. Menachino halfway to first as he throws, and that will retire the side. They got lucky. No runs, a hit, and 1 error. The Mariners have now left on 5. After 5.5, it is Seattle 5, Oakland 2. So Jeremy Giambi, 2 for 2. He has singled twice and scored. Garcia starts the 6th. With a line shot into right, down the line, Ichiro will grab it out of the corner, and there's a ton of room here. Edgar Martinez probably should have made that play. The throw to second's going to be close, actually, but Giambi's in there. Says extra base, a stand-up double, but that throw was close. So here's brother Jason, 1 for 2, a single and an RBI. 5-2, Seattle here in the 6th. Only the 4th hit for Oakland. Got him. Oh, 1-2 fastball in there, strike 3. Eric Chavez has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Base hit, left field. That's going to score Giambi. McLemore has to go get it. Chavez is going to get 2 with ease. McLemore just tosses it in the infield, and Oakland's got a run. So now it's 5-3. See what I mean about a lot of runs? So here's Tejada. He's 0 for 2. His RBI came on a fielder's choice in the 1st. Garcia, deep breath. And that will drop in over Guillen's head. Chavez will do what? McLemore does not have a good arm. They're going to send Chavez. McLemore's throw to the plate is going to be close. Wilson can't get the tag down. So it's 5-4. The A's have a couple of runs here in the bottom of the 6th. And here's Jermaine Dye as the lawnmowers come back out. Dye has grounded into a double play. He is 0 for 2. So Freddie shaking his head. Tejada on first. Dye, high ground ball to Bell, who makes a diving stop by the bag over to Boone for 1 and Edgar for 2. Oh, David Bell turns a 5-4-3 double play and gets the Mariners out of it. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. We go to the 7th in Game 3. We got a dandy, 5-4 Seattle. So Hudson probably in his last inning. Cameron, Martinez, and Olerud. Mike is 0 for 2. He has scored, walked, and struck out. Hudson starts the 7th. Ball 4. And now you got to be careful. Cameron probably not in a position to steal here. Here's Edgar. He is 0 for 1 with a walk and an RBI. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Seattle. They've left on 5. 4 runs, 6 hits, 3 hits, or errors for Oakland, and they have left on 2. Martinez swings. That's into left field. Back goes long. It's a big ballpark, and Terrence flags it down. Cameron goes back to first, and here comes Olerud, who hit a 3-run shot in the 5th. He's 1 for 3. In this postseason, he has driven in now 13 runs. Hudson and Hernandez, probably not on much of a speaking terms, get together. Olerud, that's into left the opposite way, and will drop in front of Long. And so the M's have 2 on and 1 out for Brett Boone. And we're watching now the outcome box to see when to pull Hudson. Boone 1 for 3. He has singled and stolen a base. Struck him out. He got him on a 1-2 changeup outside. And that'll bring up David Bell, so this will be Hudson's last batter either way. Bell is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Hudson deals. Runners go. Fly ball. Right center field. Die. Ranges over. Makes the play. And it's stretch time on a diving catch. 5-4 Seattle. Seattle on the computer leaves Garcia in for. That was a great catch by Cameron to end the inning. I'm sorry, by Dye to end the inning. A diving stop on the grass to hold Seattle off the board in the 7th. Terrence Long is 0 for 2. Freddie starts the 7th. Popped up Wilson. There's a mile of room back there behind the plate, and Dan can't make the catch. By the way, today we play an Action PC Baseball, and today is Dave Cook's birthday. So any order above, I think, $10 gets you 61% off because, well, we wouldn't want to say that was Dave's age, but it's a 1-2 count. Garcia deals. And there's a fly ball to right. Ichiro. 1 out. And that'll do it. Ryan Franklin will come in to pitch. So Freddie Garcia has staked his team to a 1-run lead with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. We got a pitching change from Networks Associates Coliseum in Oakland, California. So Franklin, making his 3rd appearance of these playoffs, 28 years old, curveball pitcher, fastball at 89. He has not faced Oakland. Both of his appearances came against New York. His last appearance was Game 3 against New York, so he's been on a week's rest. That night, 3 innings, 41 pitches, 2 hits, a run that was earned, a homer, and 2 strikeouts. So overall, 5 innings against New York, 4 hits, earned run, a homer, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Mendocino is 0 for 2. Nobody on. Fly ball, left center field. Cameron moving over. Makes the catch. 2 out for Hernandez. Now, Hernandez may be the DH in Game 4. He's made some bad plays in the field. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Franklin deals. There's a ground ball to third. Bell, long throw to first. And we are through 7. The score after 7, Seattle 5, Oakland 4. Jeff Tam gets the call here in the 8th. Tam has pitched a couple times. He pitched in game 1 in the Seattle's 3-2 win. Went 1 inning, 12 pitches. So overall, an inning and 2/3, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. He's 30, fastball at 90, and a ground ball pitcher, and was not involved in that melee. In game 2, Carlos Guillen 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. Line drive to right. Giambi and die, and that's foul. Somebody from Berkeley makes the catch, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. And Carlos starts the inning with a walk. You could use Isringhausen in this game. He hasn't pitched in the series, or he certainly is on a day off anyway. But I think they'd like to do it in the 9th and not use him in the 8th. Dan Wilson has walked, or I'm sorry, has singled. Been hit by a pitch and a sac bunt. Guillen with decent speed on first. Doesn't go. Wilson drops another bunt down. Hernandez throws the Menachino covering, and that's an out. So Wilson drops his second sacrifice of the game. Carlos on second. Mark McLemore has walked, singled, scored, and drove in a run. 5-4 Mariners, 1 out, top the 8th. Tam's pitch, ball 4. So first and second. Have you missed anything? No fights. John Olerud, the accidental DH because I put him in the wrong spot. A 3-run homer to dead left center in the 5th. 5-run inning, and that's how Seattle has a 5-4 lead. So first and second, 1 out for Ichiro, who has singled twice, scored, and stole a base. Pops this one shallow right center. Damon coming in, rides the Schwinn, makes the catch. Guillen goes back to tag and will hold in place. 2 out for Cameron, who's 0 for 2. He has walked twice, struck out. All right, midlife crisis no longer on the ticker tape. Tomorrow it's football, by the way, Minnesota and Chicago. Friday is an off day for me. Saturday, the 200th episode of Digital Dice. Live in prime time. Harry Batts from Pro Strategy Football. And then game 4 of the Astros and Cubs will be Sunday. And then hopefully we can get through the rest of the series next week. Pitch to Cameron, runners go. Here's a ground ball. Tam, third base side of the rubber, throws to first. And Giambi's there, and that will do. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th here in game 3. The Mariners 5, Oakland 4. So Damon and the brothers Giambi. Johnny is 0 for 2. He has walked and scored. Ground ball to first. Edgar. Everyone took a deep breath there, but he takes it back to the bag for the out. Because of the way that you do manual lineups, it just assigns that position to Martinez. And when I went to do the DH, I thought the question mark was by Edgar and not Olerud. And Edgar Martinez, who played 5 innings at first base the entire 2001, is doing it in game 3 of a league championship series. Jeremy Giambi's had himself a day. He has singled twice, doubled, and scored twice. He's 3 for 3. Popped up. Again, there's about 10 acres back there of foul territory, and Wilson makes the catch. 2 out for Jason Giambi. Jason is 1 for 3. He has singled, struck out, and drove home a run. And Ryan Franklin is trying to set the table for Sasaki in the 9th. And Giambi draws the 2-out walk. So a 3-0 curve high and inside for Eric Chavez, who was 1 for 3. He has a double, an RBI. He has struck out twice and scored. Franklin's pitch. That's up the middle for a base hit. So Cameron will field that. Now you probably could go with Sasaki at any point. Giambi's going to hold for Tejada, who is 1 for 3. He has singled and driven in 2. So first and second, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. The computer's running Seattle, by the way. We'll give him Tejada. Wilson and Franklin change the signs with a runner on second. Ryan deals, and Tejada sends this one into left center field. Giambi's going to score to tie it. Chavez comes around to take the lead. And now it's 6-5. And so now, yep, you're going to wonder why he didn't do it, because you're going to get Isringhausen now in the 9th regardless. So here's your main die, who is 0 for 3. He has grounded into 2 double plays. And if that, wow. It is Edgar, Olerud, and Boone. And paging Grady Little for sure. Franklin won't. They're not going to pitch to Die. They're going to walk Die and bring in Arthur Rhodes, which actually is not a bad call, but he's 2 batters too late. Arthur is 31, fastball at 93, and a ground ball pitcher. His last time out was that 2 1/3 innings that he pitched in Game 5, where he got the win, 29 pitches and 4 strikeouts. So Rhodes, 4 innings, a hit, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. But just like Johnny Mathis and Denise Williams saying, it might be too much, too little, too late. Long is going to bat. He's 0 for 3. 6-5 Oakland. They have 2 in here in the 8th. 2 on, 2 out. Long in the right field. Ichiro will pick it up. Tejada with a barrel of steam around third. Ichiro's going to throw it in the infield, and it's 7-5 Oakland. How about that? What an 8th inning. So here's Mendocino. Frank is 0 for 3. Rhodes deals. Popped up. Right side. Isringhausen opens the door in the bullpen. He's coming in. It's Edgar. And that will retire the side. However, the A's might have stolen this one. 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. We go to the 9th. It's Oakland 7, Seattle 5. So Jason Isringhausen makes his LCS debut. He's 28 years old, throws the cutter at 93, and a fly ball pitcher. All 3 of his appearances came against the White Sox. He locked down 2 saves and 3 chances. He hasn't pitched in 5 days. He got the 4-out save, I think, to lock the door on the series. 20 pitches and 2 strikeouts. So overall, 3 1/3 and 3 strikeouts. In real life, his whip is 107.9. He gave up 5 homers in 71 1/3 innings. Edgar Martinez is 0 for 2. He has driven in a run and a walk. So the Mariners need 2 to tie and 3 to go ahead, and they got to do it against one of the best in the business. He had 34 saves in real life and an earned run average of 265. Isringhausen's pitch, strike 3, a 2-2 fastball got him. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Seattle, and maybe the Achilles heel is they left on 9. 7 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for Oakland, and they've left on 4. John Olerud, not his fault. His 3-run shot in the 5th put the Mariners are up 5-2. But the bullpen could not hold the lead. Pitch to Olerud. That's a ground ball to Mendocino. Over to Giambi. 2 out. The last chance salute is Brett Boone, who was 1 for 4, a single, a strikeout, and a stolen base. So this is to give Oakland a 2-1 lead in this series. Isringhausen Everybody's up on a cool night here in Oakland. Fly ball, center field, Damon into right center, and Oakland has taken this one 7-5. They are halfway to the World Series. In 3 hours and 13 fake minutes, Oakland 7 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors, and they left on 4. So they work around the 2 errors from Ramon Hernandez, who has played terrible. Seattle 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Oops. Come on. And they left on 9. Come on. Ryan Franklin blew the save. You're welcome, Bernie. Freddie Garcia, 6 1/3, 6 innings, 4 hits. Or 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. But when it mattered the most, they coughed up the hairball. He walked 2. He allowed 2 hits, did Franklin, and give up 3 runs. Tim Hudson, 7 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned. Not a great effort. Didn't matter. Jeff Tam, 2 walks in his inning, and then Isringhausen slammed the door. And you'll wonder now whether they should have gone to Sasaki for the 4 outs. John Olerud, despite being in the wrong position, drives in 3, but Miguel Tejada with his 4 RBI is our digital dice player of the game, and that'll do it. It is because of the Brooks Robinson tribute last night. We're off schedule, so it's football tomorrow, and then because I'm working both days on the weekend, Friday is the off day. It'll be the Vikings and the Bears, Week 3 from 1988, tomorrow, 11:45 for football. This series will resume next Monday at noon. Houston and Chicago, with the Astros up 2-1, will resume Sunday at noon. I'm Ron Jucken. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow for football. So long, everybody.